What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Dominic Peterson. This is the Duck Zone 503 podcast where we talk all things Oregon football, guys. Whether you're a first-time viewer, long-time viewer, guys, you know the drill. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button real quick. Really helps with the algorithm. Most importantly, telling your friends and family, your mom, your dad, your cousin, your parrot, your dog, your cat. You know what I'm talking about. Tell them about the podcast right here on YouTube, the Duck Zone 503 podcast. All right, guys. So I have a very, very special guest on the podcast. He just had a visit to Oregon, and he's getting close to his commitment. So this is going to be a big interview here. I got 2024 four-star wide receiver James Madison in the building, man. How you doing?
Yeah, how you doing?
Doing great, man. I'm glad to have you on here. Get the recap from you. I know you're out there on the East Coast, so it's a little late, but we're going to get it in, get it done. For some people who might not know James Madison yet, coming out of St. Thomas Aquinas out there in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Height and weight, 6'3", 190 pounds is what 247 Sports got you at. Do we have an update, or are you still around there?
No, that's about right.
Okay, 6'3", 190, good size. 247 Sports Composite got you listed the number 41 wide receiver in the 2024 class, number 42 player in Florida, number 285th nationally, and those rankings are not finalized. You can go up or down in those rankings. So in a good spot right now. Going to be interesting to see throughout your senior season where you end up.
Yep.
All right, man. So in these interviews, I always like to kind of get the athletes, personal story a little bit, how they got into football, where they're from. So let's go hop into your early life, man. Where did you grow up at? And how do you think, where you're from and where you grew up at kind of shaped who you are today and where you're going?
Yeah, originally I'm from Kansas City. I've been there since I lived there till I was in 7th grade. So growing up in Kansas City, people don't really think that football is like a big thing down here, but it's a pretty big thing. So I grew up around, always playing. My cousins played, and I started playing when I was about 5 years old. I actually brought back a flyer from the school. I brought it to my mom. I was like, Mom, I want to play football. So from then on, I was playing football. I wasn't really that good when my first game, but my dad told me I sucked after my first game, and from then on, I just wanted to be really good from then on. So I would say from a young age, football has always been very important to me, and from since I was 5 years old to now. So yeah,
Man, yeah, starting there early, man, that's the way to get good, 100%. And
yeah.
man, your dad lighting a fire under you, getting that motivation. I love that story. Love to hear it. So you said you started out there in Kansas City. You're out there in Fort Lauderdale now, balling. How did you make that move, and how did that come about? And when did that come about?
Yeah, so my cousin, his name is James Houston. He plays for the Lions right now. He
Okay.
played at Heritage, and I used to come down to watch him play on Fridays and things like that. And I used to just be like, man, I want to play in Florida when I go to get to high school. Like, man, they just play different down here. I was like, man, I want to play down here. I want to play with who I feel like is the best. So I asked my mom my 7th grade year. I said, Mom, like, I want to play in Florida for high school. Like, I don't want to play here. I want to play in Florida. I want to play who people feel like is the best. I want to beat the best. So,
Oh yeah.
I was asking her, and eventually we came to an agreement, and I went down to play. And actually, my 8th grade year, I moved down there to go play in high school.
Okay. There you
Yeah,
go. That's nice. Yeah, Florida's got some of the best, competition out there. Some of the best athletes to play against those guys. Iron sharpens iron, right? So yeah, 100%. Great move. Great thinking early on by you, to get yourself seen too against the best competition. That's great. You mentioned that you really fell into the game early. Did you have a favorite football player to watch? Did anybody give you like early motivation?
yeah. Cam Newton and Julio Jones were my early motivations. Those were
Okay.
definitely my guys, but for the receiver position, definitely Julio. I've watched him since I was little, like just watching how fluent he was, just how great of a player he was, and how he conducted himself. It just always was stuck out to me about Julio.
100%. Yeah, Julio's a great receiver, big guy.
Yeah,
And Duck fans, you said Cam Newton. I smiled when you said that because Duck fans are well aware who Cam Newton is. Played
yeah,
them in the national championship. Lost by
yeah,
3. Lost by
yeah.
3. It was a heartbreak. So what about college football? Did you have a favorite college football team growing up at all?
Yeah, that's the weird part. I didn't really watch college football growing up. I only watched the NFL, so I didn't
Okay.
really have a team. I didn't really watch any players when they were going to the draft. I didn't. I just wasn't really big on college, really.
Okay, see that's one big thing for me, like personally, like growing up in Oregon and not having an NFL team here. That's why I
Yeah,
like the Ducks so much because it was like the only thing to watch. They were
yeah.
balling, so yeah, that was a good thing. Let's talk about some family or friends, man. You got any family or friends you want to shout out, or any type of coaches that you want to like, name out there that really helped you put you into the spot you're in today?
Oh well, one, my parents. They've always put me in the best situation I possibly could that I could possibly be in. And at the end of the day, this is really all paying back them for all the sacrifice they have made for me. And my aunt and uncle for letting me, because I live with them in Florida, so being able to
Okay.
open their home, being
Nice.
able to let me come in there and stay with them, and really my whole family, just how supportive they are with everything that I do and my whole journey that I've been on. They've always been an anchor in it, and definitely my coaching staff, Coach Harry, just being like a role model to me and showing me how a man is supposed to conduct themselves in today's society. And Coach Scott, Coach Drayton, Coach Ho, really my whole coaching staff, they all are good men and example that every day when they come into work, which is what they expect the same from me. So I appreciate that.
100%, man. I love the answer. Yeah, comes full circle, family all around, giving that trust to you to make that move to Florida, having their home open up. I love it, man. I love that story. What's something that what's something, people know you're good at football, like, you're really good getting recruited. What's something maybe that somebody probably wouldn't know about you? Like a hidden
Oh,
talent, maybe a hidden hobby.
yeah, I'm a movie buff. I
Oh,
know
okay.
I just watch movies all day. Like
Nice.
that's my thing. I love movies. Um, I could probably really I like all types of movies. I like the directing. I'll study I'll not study, but I'll break all that down. I like to know what's going on before the movie, after the movie. I'll talk about the movie during the movie, talk about what's going to
Okay.
happen. I'm a movie buff for sure.
Sweet. What's some of your favorite films?
Some of my favorite films, I say Paid in Full. Um, I say Juice is definitely classic.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
that's a great one. That's a great one. I love that one.
yeah, really. I gotta give you one Quentin Tarantino. My dad's favorite movie is Pulp Fiction, so it kind of rubbed off on me,
Okay.
and liking that movie. So I say Pulp Fiction, and then I gotta give you a superhero one. Wolverine is my favorite superhero growing up. So all the Wolverine movies, the
Oh
X
yeah.
Men, just movies like that.
100%. You got a favorite actor at all? Like, favorite actor to go to, you go watch?
Uh, It used to be Idris Elba because my mom had a crush on him, but I don't think that's my favorite actor. I don't know. I don't really know yet. So
Okay.
I still gotta find me my favorite new age actor
Yeah,
for sure.
100%. One of my favorite personally is Kevin Hart, man. I love
Oh yeah,
all
he's
right,
hilarious.
any movie he's in, I gotta go see that. I
Yeah,
love
he's hilarious.
All right, man. Let's get into the juicy part of this interview, man. You just took a recent visit to Oregon, had some clean pictures. Do you want to shout out your Instagram, man? And you had some clean pictures. Duck fans probably want to go see that.
Yeah, James Madison. I go holler at that for
Yeah,
sure.
guys, go. You guys gotta go see those pictures. They're nice. Just off the top of your head, what stood out to you the most?
Um, what stood out to me the most? I'll probably say the family feel of the team. At that organization, it just feels like nobody really is. I don't want to say hating on each other, but everybody wants to see everybody win. It feels like as soon
Hmm.
as I walked in there, it just you can feel the energy, you can feel how everybody wants to get each other better. It's no really I didn't feel any bad blood in the locker room or in meetings and things like that. I feel like everybody still wants to see everybody win and they are together as a team. So
Yeah.
that's definitely a big thing, being able to know that going into a place that everybody's has their goals and obviously separate goals, individual goals, but at the end of the day, if the team wins, everybody wins. So I feel like they got that down over there for sure.
Yeah, 100%, man. I love to hear that. And I think that resembles just in a whole good coaching because if you install good coaching and a good mindset in a team, I think that, that comes with that mindset because it's easy to get heated, if you're not playing and it's easy to not root for the guy ahead of you if you're not playing on the
Yeah,
bench, but if you have that solid foundation and everybody understands iron sharpen iron, anybody can be beat at any time and there's good coaching, then you get that type of attitude. And that's the great sign. It's good to hear. How about the photo shoot, man? I just mentioned your photos, some of the cleanest photos I've seen in the uniform. We're talking about it before we got on. How do they do their photos there? They got so many uniform combinations. Like, who chooses the uniforms? Do you choose them? Does recruiting choose them? And how about the locations? Like, do you choose the locations? How does that all work out?
Yeah, so well, most people, I feel like they allow you to pick what uniform you want. Like most people, they'll say like, which ones do you want? Me, I know y'all. I know at Oregon they had a suplex amount of uniform options. I didn't really know which one, so I told the recruiting guy I worked with, Kobe. I told him just give me the best one.
Okay.
So I guess that's what he felt like was the best one. So
Yeah, that was a
I
nice
rocked
one.
out with that one. I rocked out with that one, and they have stations set up, where you can go and they say you take pictures here, you take pictures there. And I was just working with the camera guy, and he was like, "All right, we're gonna try something different for some of those. Like you saw, some of them were a little blurry. Try to do it with the umbrella. I got
Yeah.
one with Coach Landon with the umbrella. I didn't even post that one yet, but it got with the Coach Landon with the umbrella, trying to do something cool. So it was just a cool photo shoot all around. Cool people.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love that uniform that he chose. That shout out Kobe for that one.
Yeah.
What about current Oregon players? It's always good to get the scoop directly from the source from the players. Were you able to talk to them and talk to them about how their experiences at Oregon?
Yeah, I was able to talk to Dante Manning. Dante's from Kansas City, so
Yeah.
we already knew each other. I've known him since I was younger. So
Nice.
um, I got to talk to him, see where his head at was with the team. That was a real good. That was really good just to see from a player standpoint how he feels the team is going, and really everybody on the team feels like this team's trending upwards because they got the right guys in the right places this year. So I'm really excited to see what they do this year for sure.
Okay. Was Dante saying some good things?
Definitely.
Okay.
Only good things.
Okay, good, man. I'd hate to hear that he wasn't. Like,
Yeah,
damn,
nah, yeah,
transfer
nah.
portal's coming up.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, he was saying good things for
All right,
sure.
good, good, good. Okay, so man, yeah. What about? Are you planning on coming back? I know you're getting close to recruiting, and you live in Florida. Do you got another visit in Oregon or coming back, or do you think you got enough from Oregon that you're gonna make your decision soon, and not come back?
Nah, yeah, I'm gonna take an OV up there, to
Okay,
just to see it one more time before I make a final decision. So that'll definitely get done before I make my final decision for sure.
sweet, nice. That's good to hear. Do you know the exact date of your official visit?
No, I haven't set up the date yet, but I probably will know it in the next probably week or two.
Sweet, man. Let me know. Let me know when you get the date and
For
before you post it so I can post it with you. You know what I mean?
sure,
Get
for
it out
sure.
there. For
Sure.
sure. Duck fans would like to know that. What about other visits to other schools? You got any other visits set up?
Yeah, I got some OV set up with Louisville and FSU and Missouri, and then I'm working on Michigan right now. So
Okay.
the fourth and fifth is Oregon and Michigan.
Okay. So yeah, Oregon's gonna have some competition, sounds like for sure.
Uh,
Um, you know, sounds like a fun trip. You're gonna come back for an official. Would you say that this puts Oregon on the top of your list of schools?
I wouldn't say it puts them on the top. I wouldn't say it put them on the bottom. I feel like everybody's really median right now. Everybody's on the same playing field. It really just comes to where I feel like is the best fit for me, and at the end of the day, that'll be where I decide to go.
Okay, yeah, Florida, man, far away from Oregon, compared to all
Yeah.
these other schools that's in it. Does that play a factor at all, being away from home?
Yeah, I'm not from Florida, so I mean,
That's
it's
right,
like
Kansas
it,
City, yeah.
it,
Mhm.
it doesn't. I mean, it plays a factor just to end the fact that it's a long trip to get there, but at the end of the day, my goal is the NFL. So if I feel like a place is going to get me to where I need to go, that's where I would be at. It don't really matter to me.
Okay, sounds good. So last question I have here for you. I'm looking at your On3 recruiting profile, and they're experts over there. They do this thing called the recruiting prediction machines where they kind of try to predict where you go, right?
Hmm.
Looks like right now they favored Georgia at 28.7%. They got Oregon close second, 25.1%, and Florida State at 11% in third. Let's just talk. We already kind of talked about Oregon. Let's talk about Georgia and Florida State. Let's start with Georgia. They're in the number one spot according to them. What puts Georgia in the favor, do you think?
Shoot, I mean, I couldn't tell you. I don't. I really don't know why they got Georgia as the number one spot. To be honest, I'm a little confused about that. I'm not really in too much communication with Georgia. I
Okay.
don't know where that from. To be
Well,
honest.
I think their experts need to get to work on you, man. They need to talk to you, man.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about Florida State then.
All
We
right.
are going to take a visit to Florida State, so I know they're in it.
Yeah, definitely. Florida State, they're very adamant on recruiting me right now. I got a good relationship with the head coach, with the receiver coach, so we're gonna see how that plays out as well.
Yeah, Florida's a lot closer than Oregon, so they got that on us.
Yeah,
But like you said,
yeah,
who can develop you the best, right? That's the big question. And where do you
yeah,
feel, more comfortable? So that's going to be big. All right,
definitely.
man. Well, hopefully let us know when you get that OV locked in so I know when you're coming, and maybe we can try to get one more interview with you before you commit, so we kind of get a better feel where your head's at, what other schools are in it,
Yeah,
and get a quick check, and then we'll be watching for your commitment pretty
yes,
soon.
sir.
Sounds good, guys. All right, guys. So yeah, I'm your host, Dominic Peterson. Once again, this is another episode of the Duck Zone 503 podcast where we talk all things Oregon football, guys. If you guys want to go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, if you haven't already, go ahead and do that. Telling your friends and family about the podcast will help grows it the fastest. Word of mouth, no doubt, grows it the fastest. All right, very special episode here with 2024 four-star wide receiver James Madison. Just took a recent visit to Oregon. We'll be back for an official visit as well. So go hit that follow button on the social medias. Do you want to shout him out real quick one more time?
Yeah, James Madison I on Instagram and James JT Madison 2 on Twitter.
Boom. There you guys go. So go hit that follow button. As always, guys, I'll see you in the next podcast. Go Ducks.
Yes, sir.